Annealing? What's that? In this video, you will learn the how-tos and the whys of annealing silver. You will also discover that annealing has a secret power. I'm Greg Greenwood and welcome to my studio. What exactly is annealing? Simply put, it's the process of making metal soft and malleable by heating the metal to a certain temperature, then cooling it back to room temperature, having the metal remain soft and malleable. As metalsmiths, we need to have our non-ferrous metals like silver, gold, copper, and brass soft and malleable enough to shape, bend, roll, hammer, and form into our designs. Annealing makes this all possible. To understand how annealing works, we have to zoom in and take a close look at the structure of metal. Let's use a silver wire for example. Silver is made up of a lattice of matrix of crystalline structures. These crystals are overlapping and intertwining together and are relaxed in their space, being relatively soft and malleable. However, we metalsmiths come along putting stresses on the silver by rolling it in a rolling mill, texturing and forging with a hammer. These actions and hammer blows start to compact the silver crystals, forcing them closer together. The crystals start to line up into layers, putting less space between the crystals and less intertwining. This makes the silver hard and not malleable. This hammering process is called work hardening. If this hammering continues, the crystals will be so pancake flat that they cannot hold together. They will start to split and peel apart, no longer holding to the original crystal lattice. This hammering process is called overwork hardening. You cannot fix overwork hardened silver by annealing. How do we avoid overwork hardening the silver? When you feel the silver getting hard and less malleable, stop hammering. Okay, Greg, I've stopped hammering, but my silver wire is not completely forged into the shape I want it. What do I do? Anneal it. Fortunately, silver and other non-ferrous metals, metals not containing iron, have a secret power. When silver is heated up to a certain temperature, or what is called the annealing temperature, the crystals reveal their secret power. The crystals start becoming active, rearranging, reforming, and putting more space between themselves. Then, when the silver is cooled back to room temperature, these crystals remain in the new positions, making the metal soft and malleable. This is an amazing process, and without this unique secret power, silversmithing and jewelry making would not exist. We need to be able to work the silver when it is soft and malleable at room temperature. Even more amazing, this cycle of work hardening and annealing can be repeated unlimited times. Let's anneal some silver wire so you can see the entire process. I like to anneal in an annealing pan with pumice stone. This works great for large wires and sheet silver. The pumice helps to evenly heat around the silver and is a nice reflecting medium to help it stay evenly heated. You can also anneal on a charcoal block or soldering pad. These work great for smaller pieces of silver. Any type of torch used in jewelry making will anneal your silver. Use the torch that you would normally use to solder. I'm going to stop at this point. This next step is the most important step in the entire annealing process, and almost everyone either is unaware or ignores it. And that is light. If you anneal your silver under your normal studio lights, you are guaranteed to overheat the silver. Turn off or turn down your studio lights. If that is not possible, anneal in a dark corner or use a soldering shield to block as much light as possible. Let's anneal this silver wire on a charcoal block. I'm going to be using my Smith little torch, which is propane gas and oxygen. And I'm going to use a more feathery reduction flame, and it should not be a hissing flame. Bring the oxygen into play, and so it just gets rid of the yellow color, and there's a good reduction flame, and it's not a hissing flame. This will help you prevent spot heating the metal, leading to overheating. Using my reduction flame, I'm going to heat the silver quickly and evenly, and we're going to watch for the metal to change to a dull cherry red color. Heat it evenly back and forth. And because we have our lights turned down in the studio, it's much easier for me to see the dull cherry red color. And see the yellow reflecting flame coming off of the silver? This is an indication that it's at the annealing temperature. React quickly and remove the torch. You have reached the annealing temperature and the silver is now annealed. Let the silver cool for about a minute and then quench in water and then pickle. Quenching in water first has two benefits. If the silver is hot enough to splash, the water will not hurt you or your clothes. And two, if the silver is quenched in the pickle first, the acid has a chance of entering the microscopic spaces in the silver surface. Let's take another look at our sterling silver wire. Watching for the slight dull cherry red color can be very difficult, and it's very easy to overheat your metal. Let's take this wire and we'll overheat it. Right now is where it is at the annealing temperature. Now we'll take it a little bit further. And you'll see this metal becoming more of a bright red. If you see a bright red color, you have overheated the silver. It is not practical to try to measure the temperature of the silver with a thermometer. Let's take a look at some tricks to help you learn when the silver is at the annealing temperature. Watch the flame reflecting off the silver. It will be yellow or slightly orange. When you see the yellow reflecting flame stop heating, the silver is annealed. Borax paste flux or handy flux is a good temperature indicator. Paint the flux on the silver, heat the silver, and when the flux stops bubbling and turns to a clear glaze, it is annealed. The drawback to this method is you must pickle the flux off before you can proceed with any other procedure. An easy indicator of the annealing temperature on silver is to use a Sharpie permanent black marker. Draw lines on the silver and heat until the black marks disappear. This is the silver's annealing temperature. Words of caution. If you heat silver beyond the annealing temperature, the crystalline structure in the lattice and matrix is not comfortable and will start to do two things. First, the crystal grains will enlarge and attach together, becoming brittle. This brittleness may not show up right away, but will show up later, causing cracking when you start to shape the metal. Second, if heated enough, the crystals simply lose structure and fall apart, becoming liquid and melt. Another word of caution: do not forge silver when it is hot. The silver will shatter and split. We are so lucky to have Mother Nature share this amazing secret power of annealing with us. We can work harden our silver or any other non-ferrous metal as many times as we need to finish our projects to perfection. I hope this video has helped you understand the hows and whys of annealing. Through knowledge and insight, you can move forward more confidently in your metalsmithing adventure. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any of my new videos. Check out my website, GregGreenwoodJewelry.com. I'm Greg Greenwood. I'll see you next time.